available on a handy basis. So, okay. So before we start our discussion of the CFA Institute Research Challenge, I would like to share a video with you about the research challenge that was prepared by the CFA Institute last year. I'm just pausing to check, is the audio, is the video audible? Was there sound?
No, I can't seem to hear it.
Can you see, Sabat, can you see the video?
It's paused for now?
Yeah, but did you hear the
paused.
sound?
No, no sound.
Okay. Did the sound come now?
Yeah.
Okay, we are all set.
What we do as financial professionals is for the ultimate benefit of our communities. And I think it's wonderful that we have teams here in this final today from Switzerland, from Russia, from the United States, from Mexico, and from the Philippines. I mean, what a wonderful global spread that is. We're truly building bridges and bringing the world together. This is an incredible competition. If you are in the last five, I mean, what an incredible achievement that is. The winner of the CFA Institute Research Challenge Global Final is Ateneo de Manila.
So this was a brief and in fact a little speedy recap of what Research Challenge is all about. So you prepare a report by analyzing a company and are required to prepare a recommendation on that company. Just like a real life research analyst, this recommendation is primarily consumed by the investment management industry to take investment decisions. Can you guess as to what is the size of this investment management industry across the globe, or maybe the size of wealth managed by the top 5 investment management firm? Can we have some quick responses in through chat? So the size of wealth managed by the top 5 investment management firms. So, okay, we have a few responses. Trillions. Okay, Yes, indeed, it's trillions, 5 trillion approximately. Okay. So the size of the wealth managed by the top 5 investment management firms uh, is USD $22.6 trillion, US dollars. And this is as of April 2020. And put this in order to put this into perspective, uh, this is more than the size of the entire economy of the United States of America, which was roughly equal to US dollar 22.3 trillion last year. These five or the largest 5 large investment management firms are basically BlackRock, Vanguard, UBS, State Street, and Fidelity. And so this can give you an idea about the size of the money involved in terms of the significance of the investment management industry across the board, across the globe. I welcome you all to this world, this prestigious world of investment management, and I am happy to introduce the CFA Institute Research Challenge as your gateway to pursue professional careers in this investment management industry. A little bit about CFA Institute Research Challenge, and some of it would be repetition of what you quickly explored in the video that we just ran. It's a worldwide competition between teams from different universities across the globe. It's a unique educational opportunity to apply what you have learned in classroom to real world practice in equity research. It's organized by local CFA societies that exist across the globe. There are local competitions in each of the country, and winners from those local competitions advance to one of the 3 regional competitions. And the winners of the regional competitions then go on to compete in a global final. The competition is very unique. It promotes best practices, it promotes research skills, analysis, report writing, and presentation skills in action. This is exactly what an equity research analyst do in his real life work. The competition is not based on performance of a particular stock or portfolio, and hence it doesn't promote short-termism. It basically teaches or promotes how to conduct research ethically, how to analyze the relevant data, develop a recommendation, and how to present and defend that recommendation in a professional environment. So it basically focuses on the process of equity research rather than the actual outcomes. It makes you a part of the global network of more than 25,000 undergraduate and graduate students who have participated in this competition during the last 14 odd years. The first competition happened in 2006, 2007. In Pakistan, the first competition, or Pakistan participated for the first time in this competition in 2008, 2009. This competition has global reach. The way students from universities in Pakistan would compete, universities in various countries all across the globe would be competing in the same way, and the winners in each level would be qualifying to compete at a global level. Hence, it automatically leads into creation of a global community. This competition puts you on the right path to integrating with the future leaders of the industry. How it works? So the CFA society volunteers work with the participating universities to assemble teams of students. The teams could be anywhere between 3 to 5 individuals. The teams work directly with an industry mentor that guides the students on how to do research and help in preparing an equity research report on a publicly traded company. The findings are locally evaluated by a high-profile panel of judges. These judges are industry professionals. They may be head of research, portfolio managers, and chief investment officers from some of the top local or global firms. So even in the Pakistan round, we may have judges or we have had judges in the past that have not that have been working at that particular time with global firms. Local champions advanced to the regional finals this year. For the first time, we also have sub-regional rounds. The winning team from Pakistan would compete in the regional round, which would comprise of South Asian or winning teams from South Asian countries, and then move on to Asia Pacific regional finals and then global final. Benefits. The biggest benefit is public recognition. It's a great potential to generate awareness when a team wins a local, regional, or global final. It's a real life learning experience with equity analysts. US students get to earn in-depth training in company analysis and presentation skills. You learn these best practices in doing equity research and making financial models or equity research report writing from professional mentors that are industry professionals working in the industry at that. You also get to have access to a network of top industry professionals and peers, and this helps you make inroads within the industry. This competition is very closely followed by the investments industry, not only in Pakistan but across the globe. Graduates or participants of investment research challenge generally and especially those who are outperformers or part of the winning team generally end up working in the investment industry. That's a great experience to list on a resume. Also, you get a USD 200 discount for CFA program level 1 examination fee. All right. So a bit of recap of 2020 Research Challenge, which was last year. We had 6,400 or more than 6,400 students, 4,000 volunteers volunteering across the globe, 150 plus CFA societies that participated in the competition, more than 1,100 universities, 121 local challenges happening in 98 different countries. 2020 local research challenge results. So last year we had 13 universities participating, out of which 5 universities that qualified to the presentation stage included IBA Karachi, Institute of Business Administration, Karachi School of Business Leadership, Lahore University of Management Sciences, and National University of Science and Technology, that is NUST. Winner last year was Karachi School of Business and Leadership. As far as the global finals are concerned, so globally there were teams participating from 121 or winners of the 121 local challenges that participated in the regional rounds. These were the champions of the 5 regional finals, which competed in the global finals, and the global final was won by University of Sydney, representing CFA Society of Sydney. As far as past finals in Pakistan are concerned, we have had 12 local competitions so far. IB has won it 5 times, KSBL has won it 5 times, and NUST and Institute of Business Management or CBM has have won it once each. 2020, 2021 sub-regional competition. So in the year 2021, historically we used to have a local round that was specific to a country or a society, and then the winners used to participate in the regional semifinals and subsequently finals directly. But this year we have a sub-regional round, which means that within Asia Pacific there are going to be 4 to 5 uh, in fact, 4 sub-regional rounds: Oceania, Eastern Asia, Southeastern Asia, and South Asia. Pakistan would be competing in the South Asia sub-regional finals. Uh, these sub-regional finals will happen in March, and winners will be announced from 29 March 2021. Sub-regional finals, this will comprise of a written report and a pre-recorded video presentation. There will not be a Q&A session during the sub-regional level. The number of teams advancing from each sub-regional to the regional competition is determined by the number of teams in each sub-region. You can find the complete breakdown of sub-regions on this link on the CFA Institute website. Here are some dates for the regional semifinals and finals and the global final. So the regional finals would be happening, semifinals around between 12th to 16th April. Regional finals would be between 19th to 21st April, and the global finals is on the 22nd. All these sub-regional and regional and global rounds are going to be held virtually. These are the participating teams. This year we have 20 teams participating from, I guess, 16 or 17 different universities. So we have 2 teams from a few universities. We have Air University, Bahria University, Barrett Horsham Universities, Ghulam Ishaq Khan Institute of Engineering, Sciences and Technology, that is GIK Hamdard. We have 2 teams from IBA Karachi. We have Institute of Management Sciences. We have 2 teams from International Islamic University, Islamabad, a team from IOBM, 1 team, in fact, 2 teams from, no, 1 team from Karachi School of Business and Leadership, 1 team from Karachi University Business School. We have a team from LUMS, we have 1 from Maju, we have a team from NUST, we have 2 teams from NED, 1 team from Zabist, and 1 team from Sakkar IBA. Next steps. So it is extremely important for all students to register for the competition on CFA Institute website. Once you have registered, you will receive a complimentary electronic copy of Equity Asset Valuation series of CFA Institute. This registration will also ensure that each student receives a certificate acknowledging his or her participation in the competition. Here are the dates. So in the next 10 days, you are expected to conduct preliminary research on the subject company. Deadline for registration with CFA Institute is 10th November 2020. We will have a company presentation on 19th November. I would suggest that you should have had 1 meeting with your mentor before this company presentation, so that you are able to ask high quality questions with the company management. The first draft of the report would be due to the mentor in the month of December, and you can decide it with your mentor individually on a team level. 18 January 2021 will be the due date of the final report submission. Then there is going to be a brief buffer in the middle where report grading would be done, and you can expect the announcement of winners or the 5 teams qualifying for the local presentation finals in the first week of February. Local final presentations would be on 15th February. Sub-regional rounds would be in the month of March. The deadline for submission of recorded presentation and reports would be, I think it's going to be beginning March that you would have to submit your presentations and reports to the sub-regional rounds. April 2021 will be the regional finals, and 22nd April is the global final. Rules. So the rules that we'll discuss here are a part of the CFA Institute Research Challenge official rules. I would encourage you to read all the rules before you officially register for the CFA Institute website. As part of your registration, you would be required to agree to abide by all the official rules set forth by the CFA Society, the CFA Institute. These rules, I believe, have already been shared with you as part of the email for the kickoff presentation. If they haven't yet been shared with you, they will be shared shortly. So I will discuss some of the rules here. So team size can be between 3 to 5 students. Students can be undergraduate or graduate or a mix of the two. Universities may form up to 2 teams. This depends upon the local host, that is the local society rules, and Pakistan CFA Society have allowed for each university to put up a maximum of 2 teams. Students must be enrolled in the university they represent and registered for at least a part-time course load at the time of the kickoff meeting, which is happening today. Reports and presentations must be students' original work. Please don't plagiarize. You may get to study a lot of reports on the subject company or the subject sector. If you like an idea, if you like a discussion done on a particular company, you can't really just copy paste it the way it generally happens in term reports. You would have to uh, put forward your own analysis. Uh, Students may not have contact with the subject company outside of the organized events. We'll have a few details on it later on as well. You cannot enlist the help of any professionals other than the mentor or the faculty advisor. Mentors and faculty advisors may not contact the company directly. Uh, Mentor, faculty, and the subject company should not provide material non-public information. And we'll discuss ethics later, but even if you as students come across certain certain material non-public information, it would be best to set it aside and ignore it and not make it a part of your investment analysis. Written reports must conform to the guidelines set forth by CFA Institute and include the cover and back pages provided. Teams may not use props in their oral presentations. Students and mentors and faculty must all agree to abide by the CFA Institute Code of Ethics and Standards of Professional Conduct. Advisor and mentor involvement. So students will have access to 2 experts who will help them develop their research skills, models, and recommendation. The first is the faculty advisor. Faculty advisor is basically um, an expert on the academic side of equity analysis and other soft skills such as presentation skills and report writing skills. Advisor can work with the students on how to conduct company analysis and how to use different models, how to conduct effective or make effective PowerPoint presentations. The faculty advisor should not work for the students or do any work on their behalf uh, and should shy away from giving definitive answers as far as recommendations and conclusions are concerned. The work must be the original work of the students. So insights, guidance on research methods, tools, a maximum of 10 hours of productive time can be spent by the faculty advisor with the teams participating in the competition. Access to faculty for other projects unrelated to the research challenge obviously permitted. So this 10 hours is time specifically allocated for the work involved in the research challenge. All work must be original work of the students. Industry mentors are supposed to provide uh, guidance on industry practice. They are experts on the professional practice, and they can help you ask intelligent questions from the company management. They can also provide you context to better understand the macroeconomic environment and also micro issues pertaining to the specific industry or the company at hand. Um, they can allocate 6 hours of productive time. Uh, this can be face-to-face or virtual. Company management subsequent question development, as I mentioned, you can seek mentors' help on that. So it would be advisable that you have studied the company before you have and prepare a set of questions before you have your first meeting with the mentor, and seek help from the mentor in further refining those questions. And all this need to be done before the company presentation that is going to happen within the next 15 odd days. They will also review the first draft of the research report, which is going to be due sometime in the month of December. They will also help the students in presentation development. Mentors would also be expected to guide the students on the best and most ethical practices in the industry to help them, in the process of preparing their financial models and equity research report on the subject company. Uh, you would definitely be required to prepare a financial model. I'm just mentioning it here for clarification because I don't think this would be covered anywhere else in the presentations. Generally, students ask whether uh, you are required to prepare a financial model. There are no marks for financial model. However, you cannot prepare a report without preparing a financial model. So you would be required to submit the financial model, but you would only be graded on the report. Again, I would like to reiterate that industry mentors are expected to provide guidance to the students and not do work on behalf of the students. Also, mentors should make sure that they don't provide the students with any inside information. So ethics are an integral part of this competition. We expect all participants to abide by the CFA Institute Code of Ethics and Standards of Professional Conduct as discussed earlier. There are some interactive resources available online which can help the participants acquaint themselves with the codes and standards. Here is a list of those resources, and you can access these resources online. Sample report. So the report must be no longer than 10 pages, not including the front and back covers, which is going to be provided by the CF Institute, and you need to retain it as it is. So these are 10 pages on A4 size paper. You can have an appendix, but that appendix should be limited to 20 pages. The report should ideally include the following information. It should have a company name, the exchange that the company trades in. It should have its ticker or symbols. It should have the name of the sector or industry in which the company operates. It should have your recommendation as to whether it's a buy, sell, or hold. It should have the current price, and it should also have your target price. These are, by the way, the components or that should be present on the first page of the equity research report. The report should only be based on publicly available information. It should be original work of the team members. It should be prepared from the perspective of an independent research analyst. It should be submitted to the local level host by the deadline established and which has already been communicated to you. The written report must include the front cover provided by the CFA Institute, and you must follow the instructions as to how to fill the missing gaps. The main contents of the report should ideally include business description, industry overview, competitive positioning, investment summary, valuation, financial analysis, and investment risks. But these are not strictly set. These are the main components of the research report. You may include other headings uh, uh, that cover important information not otherwise covered in the sections listed above. This is how the first page of a report looks like. So as I mentioned before, it has the name of the company, the recommendation, buy or sell. The upside is also there, target price. It also has a current price here. Uh, the current price or the closing price is over here. The date, some details on the market data of the stock and also the financial data. You should be able to access past reports of the winning teams and their presentations online. Report scoring. So for grading of the report, there are the following sections that are allocated points as are illustrated in the slide that you can see. So the business description has 5 points, industry overview and competitive positioning has 10, investment summary has 15 points, valuation 20, financial analysis 20, investment risks 15, and ESG, environment, social, and governance has 15 points. They all together make a total of 100. This is exactly the scoring sheet that the graders would use to score the reports that you will submit. This is how a presentation could look like. This is just one slide, and you will be able to access a presentation of the winning teams on the CF Institute website. This is how the presentation scoring would happen. There will be 20 points on financial analysis, how thorough the analysis of the industry, company, and competitors have is. Valuation will have 20 points. This would focus on not on whether the target price is correct or incorrect, but rather focus on the valuation methodologies are the appropriate and detailed, and whether appropriate justification for the use of a certain valuation methodology has been provided or not. ESG, environment, social, and governance factors will have 10 points in the presentation scoring. So, did the analysis thoroughly incorporate the environment, social, and governance related issues? These include conservation of natural resources, consideration of people and relationships, and other broader standards for running a company, treating the employees and treatment of other stakeholders, etc., etc. Presentation skills, which means how effective or convincing was the presentation style? Was it logical? Did the facts support recommendation? This will have 20 points. Q&A will have 20 points. Generally, teams tend to ignore the importance of Q&A. They do really well in presentations, but generally are not that prepared for the Q&A session. And since the judges can ask whatever question they think is relevant, and obviously it pertains to the material presented, at times teams are caught off guard. Team involvement as to whether each individual within the team has contributed their due share in the presentation as well as in the Q&A, it has 5 points. And materials, the quality of slide has 5. Interacting with the subject company. So your subject company is Mizan Bank, which is Pakistan's first and largest Islamic bank. It's a publicly listed company with a paid-up capital of 14.1 billion rupees. So rules for interacting with the subject company: students may only communicate with the company during established meeting or planned communications, including emails, calls that take place in place of an in-person meeting. Set up by, and obviously those interactions have to be set up by the CFA society. You can't reach out to the company on your own, nor request the mentor or the faculty advisor to reach out on your behalf. The meetings or interactions arranged by the CFA society, which is going to be the company meeting that we have set up for in the week after the next week. The team should be accompanied by either the industry mentor or the faculty advisor in these meetings. Only the students are allowed to ask questions of the designated officers present. Neither the industry mentor nor the faculty advisor may ask any question. Students cannot interview the middle management or other employees of the company. Students may interview or survey suppliers, customers, vendors, competitors, etc. as normal course of research. Students are also permitted to interact with the company as a customer. So, you cannot contact any one from the management of Mizan Bank as students covering or preparing a report on Mizan Bank, but you can visit their branches as a customer or a potential customer of Mizan Bank and try to assess how the bank or their branch staff conduct operations with the consumers, and probably incorporate that in your investment analysis. So next steps, you need to visit the CFA Institute Research Challenge website, register for the competition, use the educational materials available for the participants. You can watch videos of the past presentation. You can see past reports from the winning team. This will help you guide on how to build your own report. Students must register in their account via the invitation link received from the CFA Institute. To receive the US $200 discount for the CFA program level 1 exam, you will need to update your communication preferences in your account to opt in for CFA program updates. You should share your photographs with us. Share a passport size photographs for participant collage. You should also share any group photograph that you take while working. You can take pictures with your faculty advisor or mentors, but make sure, in order to take those group pictures, don't violate any SOPs for COVID. This entire research challenge this year is also heavily affected by the COVID related challenges, as evident from everything happening online. If you can't get group photograph, that's fine. We'll just make use of the passport size photographs that you share and try to create a group out of it with the help of our graphics designers team. You can take screenshot of Zoom or Skype meetings that you conduct amongst your team or with your mentors or faculty advisors. We'll use these pictures for our post on the social media pages, and you should follow the social media page of CFA Institute or Pakistan CFA Society in order to keep abreast of these updates that we share. Finally, we have a message for Kaplan Schwezer. They are one of our co-sponsors, and they make available very useful resources for the participant of the CFA Research Challenge. I'll just play a video that they have for us.
Hi, I'm Erica Estrada, and I'm a product manager with Kaplan Financial Education. I want to congratulate you on participating in this year's research challenge. As a participant, you'll stand out not only for your investment analysis, but also for showing grit and determination during this COVID-19 adversity. We're thrilled to have representatives of universities and Kaplan clients participating in this challenge. We're delighted to support those that share in our educational mission. We'd also like to give a special welcome to many of Kaplan's former and current clients who are participating as industry coaches and faculty advisors. Many of you may be wondering, why is Kaplan launching this initiative and with free resources? Well, you've chosen to invest in yourself, and we'd like to co-invest alongside you by making some of our resources available to you for this challenge. Prep resources from across our financial education offerings will help you stand out both in terms of this research challenge and your academic career. We wish you the best of luck with the challenge, and we hope that you'll find Kaplan's resources helpful for you. Welcome to Kaplan's free resources website for this research challenge. This is being launched for the first time amidst the pandemic to help take your research challenge to the next level. Our partners at the CFA Society will email the link to you. Please bookmark it as you prepare to tackle the valuation of your company as part of the research challenge. Your success in the research challenge depends on how well you understand a vast complexity of factors about one stop. To aid you in this task and arm you with the skills, Kaplan has curated 9 hours of programming across 21 videos from some of its best instructors who teach real-world exam prep courses. You'll also find benefit from the soft skills corporate management training videos that will equip you to succeed in the research challenge as well, and serve you well afterwards as you leave your university to move up the corporate ladder. You can also start lowering your costs of getting your first post-university finance credential by claiming your CFA Research Challenge discount of 15% off Kaplan's prep services by clicking on the portal link for the Chartered Financial Analyst, CFP designation, and FINRA securities licensing. You can access featured content from all 3 of these designations, which will be key to your research challenge's major themes. Do take advantage of the insights in our Cash Flow Fundamentals video, which comes straight from Schweizer Prep for the CFA Level 1, which you, by the way, can take while still in your last year of university. How does your company fit into the world around it? You can put the ESG overlay on your valuation using our Hot Off the Press video, which also contains insights on the COVID-19 impact on socially responsible investing from Kaplan's College for Financial Planning. Your team will ponder if the way the stock trades will impact your buy, sell, hold recommendations. Don't miss out on the insights into the world of stock brokering and securities trading by watching the video from Kaplan's Prep for FINRA Security Industry Essential, or SIE, which you can also start studying for to distinguish your resume from others applying for jobs in this industry. These are 3 videos that come from the collection of 20 self-paced recordings, which Kaplan curated for you by grouping them in each of the 5 core stages of the CFA Research Challenge. Team leadership and instruction tools for the coaches can be found on the tab for faculty advisors and industry mentors. You'll find a treasure trove of videos from all of our prep, including CFA, CFP, and licensing, which will help you make sense of the company's financials. Even more impressive is the library of tools which you'll need to value your stock. Don't forget to check out our extra resources as you consider your company's environment, relationships with stakeholders, and corporate governance. Get ahead of the competitors as you prepare to present your pitch by learning the tricks of executives, including influence and persuasion, to help get your ideas accepted. For the first time ever, you'll have access to 9 hours of content and insights without having to make a purchase. Don't miss out on the chance to take your research challenge to the next level using these free resources from Kaplan. We here at Kaplan are invested in taking you to the next level of the research challenge, the next level of your academic journey, the next level of your job placement, and the next levels of your career thereafter. You already took a big step towards that by participating in the research challenge. And Kaplan resources are here for you wherever you decide to go next.
So this was it from Kaplan. We now move on to the Q&A session, and I believe there are already a few questions that we have in the chat box. Uh, so the question is there a way to ensure compliance with the 10-hour rule? Uh, no, there is no way to ensure compliance with the 10-hour rule. However, we expect the participants as well as the volunteers to ensure it on at their end, because obviously this is a platform which expects the the participants, both the students as well as the volunteers, to ensure a level of self-governance and a level of ethics. And we can hope that this 10-hour rule is being followed. Secondly, what exactly is meant by organized event in relation to our communication with the mentors? Will the local CFA society volunteers organize this between the university team and the mentors? So, no, the CFA society will allocate a mentor to each of the team, and it will be the responsibility of the team to reach out to the mentor. Typically, only uh, the team lead of each of the team is allowed to interact with the mentors, and they would have to set up a time and a meeting with the mentors for their discussion. Obviously, there is going to be some help that the teams would need from the faculty advisor, both in terms of helping them to structure their interaction as well as assisting if there is some uh, availability issues on part of the mentors. Obviously, they're professionals. It could be they could have a really busy week or two and may not be available. So that is when the team should ideally raise it with the faculty advisor. And if you are not able to access your mentor at all, you may the faculty advisor may drop in an email to us, and we will try to help you out. All right. So, okay, next question is which date should be referred for current price? So this should ideally be a date close to uh, the report submission date, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the last day of um, or just a day before the report submission. So generally, the way it happens is that when you are approaching completion, and this is how professional research analysts do it. So when they're approaching completion of a research assignment, and the report is almost nearing completion, you set up a cutoff date, and that is important because all the ratios, price earning, or in fact all the ratios that involve share price or market capitalization uh, requires you to use a specific date, and you can set that cutoff. Maybe it could be a week before the submission deadline, that you can set that cutoff, but don't keep it a month earlier. That would be too early. So typically, if you're even if you are working ahead of time, uh, you would be finalizing the report or in the last 2-3 days. So I think you can keep it a week earlier than the report submission deadline. Can you explain what it means to prepare a report from the perspective of an independent research analyst? Well, I would say, you have to maintain a certain level of independence. You should not be so, a company report can be sponsored by, or a research report can be sponsored by a company. That would be, that is called a sponsored report. And, it's generally flagged that it's sponsored by the company. Typically, a sell-side research report is prepared from the perspective of an outsider to the company, who is also an outsider to the people taking an investment decision. For example, uh, so the independent research analyst would not be making an investment on its own. It would be recommending a third party to make an investment in a particular company, which is also an external party to it. So that is where or how you define independence. Can you please go to the previous slide? Okay, now I can't go to the previous slide. You will have access to the presentation and you would be able to see what you have missed. Can we have the slides being used here? Yes, you can. When will we get to know our industry mentors? Soon. We are currently, as of now, in the process of allocating mentors to the teams, and it's going to be a couple of days at max that it would take for communicating these mentors to the team. Can we communicate with the industry mentors during the preliminary research process? Yes, you can, but make sure that the interaction with the mentors are focused on questions that you cannot answer from information already available to you. So I've mentored team for the last 10 years. I've been mentoring I've been mentoring teams as a volunteer to CFA Society since 2010, and often those 6 precious hours, a large part of those hours are spent by students asking things that they would have already found out had they looked or read the last annual report of the subject company. Um, so so make sure that if you are interacting with the mentors in the preliminary research stage, don't basically ask them questions that you can easily find in the research report or it's Googleable information. So ideally, you should have done that Googling stuff already before you reach or gone through the annual reports. Also studied some other sell-side research reports that are available to you. A lot of companies make research reports available on their websites. Make sure you have gone through that before you prepare a set of questions for the mentors. Okay, please explain the 9 productive hours with the faculty advisors. So productive hours, actually these are 10 hours, 10 productive hours with the faculty advisor. And by productive hours, it means that, let's say if you are meeting the faculty advisor in the university and the university or you are organizing a Zoom call and you end up waiting for the faculty advisor for 10 minutes. So those 10 minutes are wasted. They are not productive. Or let's say, for instance, uh, uh, you have a 1 hour session. Out of that, 10 minutes are spent on meet and greet or other stuff unrelated to the research challenge. Those are non-productive hours. So these are 10 hours specifically focused on the research challenge related discussions. And the same applies to interaction with mentors. Let's say you have set up a meeting and you're waiting for the mentors in the meeting room, though that time is not uh, basically counted in the 6 hours. Or let's say if the mentor is called in or called out of the meeting room, or he has to attend a call or attend to some other thing between the meeting, that those hours or those minutes get subtracted from the time actually spent in a productive interaction. Okay, we can also tell them it is maximum 10 hours and not minimum, as some faculty advisors are not willing to give so much time. Okay, so these are maximum hours. It's not necessary that you have to get those 10 hours, but it shouldn't go beyond that. Similarly, for mentors, it has to be 6 hours at max. It shouldn't go beyond that. Industry mentors, I've already answered this question. It will be allocated soon. When can we find the recording of this session? I think you should have it by the end of the day. Uh, Will we only have one interaction with the company management, that is during our company presentation? Yes, as of now, it would be only one interaction. In the past, we have had some instances where in case of a difficult company, we had uh, the teams sending in questions and having the company respond to it, but it didn't work. It made sense at that point in time because the company was not well covered. Nizam Bank is a company that is very well covered, and banking sector is a sector that is very well understood. So I don't think there is any need for the second session to be there, and that is the reason why for this year we have kept the company presentation 15 days after, in fact, more than 15 days after the kickoff meeting, in order to make sure that to allow sufficient time to the students to prepare good quality questions. So this is going to be the only opportunity that you would have to interact with the company management. Will all the links be emailed to us like the courses mentioned, etc.? Yes, links will be shared with you. So this is all that we have as far as questions are concerned, and I think we are close to our meeting end time. Sarvat, would you like to take over and bring this session to an end? You're on mute.
I've unmuted. Can you hear me now?
Now yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, great. So thank you so much, Asfer, for this very comprehensive session and for taking all the questions. And I would like to thank all the faculty members who have taken time out to be here, all the students who are here. We wish you all the best. And one last thing is that the CFA Institute promotes self-regulation. They do not impose anything on you. They want you to self-declare and meet the best practices and highest standards in investment management community. So we hope and expect that you will follow all the guidelines that are being that Asfer has just mentioned to all of you. And I wish you all the best. And thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Asfer. Thank you, team. And thank you, all of you. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, Allah Hafiz.